post-game right now. We'll get to that in just a second. But his reaction to what Draymond Green, he said he saw the Draymond of old tonight. You look at his stat sheet here, it's not pretty. The plus-minus at one point was minus 30. But 9 assists, 8 rebounds, and Draymond Green did make plays down the stretch for this team.
He definitely made plays. He got a lot of guys involved. He had 9 helpers. So when a guy could get 9 assists as a point forward, that's always a big boost. I like that he was looking for a shot. He knocked down a 3 tonight. He shot 2 of them. Yep. 2 big plays at the end of the game. So when he's playing like that, he's being aggressive, looking at the rim and looking at the basket. I think he's a different player. So if he can continue to look for his offense while he's playmaking and looking for his guys, it's a different team.
No doubt.
I thought he picked his spots beautifully, and he made 2 of the biggest shots of the game. The two plays in the paint. Yep. One layup, and then the one left-handed scoop shot off the double teams on Steph. But again, 7 points, 9 assists, 8 rebounds. That sounds like Draymond. I think what's really important is when he's out of the game, the bench is either building a lead, maintaining a lead, right? So when he comes back in crunch time, he can just come in and make the right plays. And tonight, it did look similar to what we're used to seeing, where Steph gets doubled, right, Draymond handles, and either scores it or makes the right decision.
Yeah, and he made some big-time decisions there late in the fourth quarter with 2 layups here. Here's Draymond Green on the podium here talking about tonight's win against the L.A. Lakers.
I mean, we want to scrap and claw. As we've discussed, that has to be our MO this year. But I think, most importantly, we spoke about being great on the defensive end. And, down the stretch, in order to make that comeback, you have to put stops together. And it started with our second unit. They're starting us off and getting the run going. And then from there, we were able to come back in and continue on with that momentum.
How much of an identity is that second unit building? I mean, they've been really good for you guys in several games recently.
It's kind of getting to the point now where you expect them to be good. You're depending on them to be good. They've been fantastic all year. And it's becoming a staple of this team. We talk about other teams' second unit. We talk about the Lakers' second unit and how much of a push they give them, the Clippers' second unit. And, I think if this unit can continue to play well, they'll put themselves in that category. But, we need them to continue to play like that. It's been great for us.
Hi, Draymond. Carlos Ramirez, NBC Bay Area and Telemundo. Steve just said that he knows at some point your offense will get to the point you wanted it to be. 3-pointer today, a couple of layups. Where do you think your offense is right now, and where do you want it to be?
I just have to stay aggressive. And as I continue to play more and more aggressive, it'll be theirs. It's not something I really think too much about, to be honest with you.
Draymond, what did you think of Kelly's impact tonight?
He was great. He was great on both sides of the ball, especially during that second half. He was amazing defensively. And the entire game, he was great offensively. He's really finding his confidence. He's finding his way on this team. He's knocking shots down now, which is huge. But he's also slashing in the lane more. I think that's been great for him. He's getting to the basket, and it's not like, he's getting there with just someone helping him. He's putting his head down and getting to the cup. So, huge game for us tonight. We need him to continue to build on that.
Draymond, how do you help this?
Marcus Thompson.
What's up, sir? How do you help James Wiseman not let this be a problem? Like the struggles he had tonight, you can see him getting frustrated. How do you not make that build up on him in a bad way?
Just continue to teach him. I think we all know. At times it gets frustrating. When the game's not going your way. I can only imagine how frustrating it can be for a 19-year-old who hasn't really been through much in life at all. And so. He'll be fine. Nobody's really worried about it. It's just the game needs to slow down for him. He has to slow down. And that'll happen over time. I don't think that happened for anyone as fast as we all want it to happen for him. But, it'll happen. He just got to stay the course, continue to stay aggressive. That's the most important thing, I think, for me. I just want him to stay aggressive, because the reality is if he stays aggressive, he'll learn how to read when someone's setting up for a charge. He'll learn how to read when a guy is pulling over from the weak side, and he's there to take the charge. Or the Marc Gasol one where he kind of knew the entire time he was taking the charge. He'll start to see those pictures. And so most importantly, I just want him to stay aggressive. He'll figure out the rest of it later.
All right, we'll discuss more of James Wiseman's game tonight against the Lakers. And, of course, we'll remember Martin Luther King Jr. here on this special day. That's all coming up here.
He's mixed up the minutes, like you said. So Oubre was with the second unit a lot in the second quarter. So whether you start or not, and how he manipulates those minutes during the course of the game.
No doubt. Kelly Oubre, what a performance there in L.A. We're going to hear from the head coach of the Warriors coming up next. Steve Kerr on tonight's big win over the L.A. Lakers. A 17-2 run in that third quarter got the Warriors back in it, and they steal it late there at Staples Center. More coming up here on Sportsnet Central. Warriors Edition presented by Toyota.
SNC Warriors Edition is presented by Toyota. Wouldn't it be nice to drive the most trusted brand in California? Take a test drive at your local dealer today.
It's hard to have an invisible illness like depression. No one sees you need help. No one knows you're not okay. So when someone recognizes the importance of mental health and offers a hand, it means everything. My illness may be invisible, but thanks to Covered California, I'm not. All Covered California health insurance plans are comprehensive with mental health coverage and financial help for people who need it. Covered California, this way to health insurance. Enrollment ends January 31st.
It's hard work building a successful business. So make sure your payments platform is working just as hard. Adyen opens the door to innovative ways to pay, enhanced customer experiences, and new business opportunities, so you can focus on what you do best, growing your business. Stay a step ahead with the payments platform that adapts and evolves with you. Adyen. Business, not boundaries.
Got their offense figured out a little bit, how to attack the Lakers defense. I'm going to say 110 and a win tonight.
Ooh, look at Bully with the lock, the stone cold lock. Wow.
Lock it in.
Wow, lock it in.
That in, man.
Hey, our associate producer, we're not going to let him off the hook tonight. David Tella, big-time Laker fan. He snuck into the building, got a job here at NBC Sports Bay Area. Where's the champagne at, Tella? Where's that cigar at? As we get into our storylines here. And our first storyline, of course, was the team total over 108.5. And they got that one 115 late in the fourth quarter. Mully was on the money. You said over 2, Darrell, I believe.
Definitely did.
You said over 2. So both you guys were on the money. I would have not bet because I would have bet the under. Who wants to bet an under? That's for suckers, man. That's boring. Warriors get the win over the L.A. Lakers as we're back here at Sportsnet Central Warriors Edition, presented by Toyota. The Hall of Famer Chris Mullin, Darrell Wright, and of course Bonte Hill. And our other storyline, we talked about the bench production of both teams. The Warriors the last 2 nights hadn't been good with their bench production. Of course, Pascal missed the Indiana game. They get outscored by 10. Had a rough night in Denver, getting outscored 41-20. But tonight they held their own against a tough bench in the L.A. Lakers. A lot of bench production from the Golden State Warriors tonight, including Pascal's 19 off the bench.
Yeah, led by Eric Pascal. I thought Wanamaker played some solid minutes. We see Looney, he knocked down a 3, had a nice acrobatic finish, nice dunk here. So Looney looks like he's getting in better shape. Bazemore knocked down some 3s. So again, a total team effort. I just think, Darrell, at the end of the night, from the players and the coaches, a really satisfying, gutsy win.
Definitely satisfying and gutsy win. They won in there. I like to say they took this win. So,
right.
Hey, this bench understands how important they are each and every night, and it showed tonight that they knew that only way we win games, tough games, we got to bring our game. We got to bring our energy, and that's what it looked like out there because I think everybody that came off the bench tonight played a great game.
No doubt, 43-37. Lakers have 43 with Kuzma with 17, but you will take that, a 6-point difference off the bench. You'll take that all day if you're to go to State Warriors.
Well, Bonte, till you mentioned Kelly Oubre being in the second quarter with the second unit. We've seen that with Andrew Wiggins at times. Yep. So Steve Kerr, I think game to game, he kind of feels out not only who's going well, who's playing well together, and that changes, right? But each guy comes in and contributes in his own way, and you put it together, and you come off with a really satisfying, gutsy win.
No doubt about it. Let's get to the scoreboard here before we hear from the head coach of the Golden State Warriors, Steve Kerr. as the Warriors get a big-time win. They needed this win as they come back home Wednesday night to take on a scrappy and tough San Antonio Spurs team. You see the numbers there from Curry. Only 3 threes, 3 of 12 from the three-point line, but the 7 assists. Oubre's numbers pops out there in the fourth quarter, outscoring the LA Lakers by 13. Overall in that fourth quarter, or excuse me, the second half, Warriors outscored the Lakers by 18 points to get that big win. Of course, they were down 16 at the half. Let's hear from Steve Kerr. You know he's a happy man right now. He'll talk about this win here right now.
I thought he did a great job.